lifts the world right off your shoulders. Some limits don't present themselves at haste. The early worm delights the morning light.
Well, welcome to a new video. I'm up on Dartmoor this morning. As you can see, I'm dressed for winter because it's freezing up here this morning. Yeah, it's beautiful this morning. It's a bit windy. I've got the dog with me, Huxley. It's his birthday today, so 2 years old. He's having a whale of a time at the moment. He's on his long lead, so he can have a good play around. He's wondering what's going on. But yeah, so I'm up here today shooting, well, just shooting basically. I'm just really enjoying it. It's really good. So it should be quite a nice sunrise this morning. The sun's obviously just coming up, so it's underlighting all the clouds in the distance there. I've got, that was Leather Tour there. I'll put the picture up now.
Comes crashing through your open window. Then all at once you feel the rushing wind come blowing in.
So I'm going to head down. There's a little tree that I want to photograph this morning, which hopefully will catch the first light. That's the plan, so it's going to be sort of side lit. So I'm going to get down there first and get set up, get out of the wind. So here's my first subject that I wanted to shoot this morning. The sun's not come up yet, so I'm just going to wait for a little bit till it comes up. But we've got this lovely tree here and the reservoir down below, Burrator Reservoir up on Dartmoor. I'm going to try a couple of different compositions of this tree. I'm going to go right up close and kind of low down up against the sky, because the sky's looking quite nice this morning. Get all these nice clouds in at the top. But I might actually shoot one from back here as well, with the tree slightly off centre with the reservoir in behind, just waiting for some light really. So a little bit of a challenge this morning, obviously with the dog. It's quite challenging, even though he's on a long lead. I'm just trying to keep him under control because he's really excited this morning. But yeah, wind is a little bit of a problem, but it's dying down a little bit now. The sun's coming up, and it's bitterly cold, and I'm also having audio problems with my microphone, which is picking up now. I've got my spare with me, but I don't have a bracket for it, so I'm hoping I can kind of get by with the audio situation this morning. Yes, so very challenging this morning. Managed to get my microphone up and working. Good job I brought my spare microphone with me, because I would have been in Sturm otherwise. So yeah, I'm still waiting for the sun to come up. It's looking quite nice though. Got some nice sky, and should get some nice shots this morning. I'm actually shooting digitally this morning, which you saw earlier, and I'm using my new Canon R6. So I've swapped from, I've been shooting Sony for the last 2.5-3 years, but I got to a point where I just struggle with Sony. It's the actual images that come out of the camera are great, but getting there is another thing. I find the focus inside of things quite difficult with Sony, especially shooting in low light and at night. It's a bit of a task. So I've swapped back to Canon, and I must admit it's just so familiar to me. It's back with Canon stuff. I've got EF lenses with the R6, not the RF lenses. So they've got the depth of field scale on them, and focusing is just, especially in the dark, it's an absolute dream. So I'm really happy to be back shooting this. So I'm using the R6 this morning. I've got 3 lenses. Got my 24-70, I've got a 16-35, and I've also got my 70-300, all L series lenses. So I'm hoping to try all 3 this morning. That's the plan. yeah, so I was talking about the depth of field scale. Here it is here. Just move over that way a bit so you can see. So in the dark, basically, all I've got to do is that, and I'm focused. Got the infinity mark there, but it just goes to show they're so easy to use, especially if your eyesight's failing like mine. So I've got my first composition set up here. The tree practically filling the frame. It's a lovely shape to this tree. Got a bit of the background tor, that's sheep's tor over in the distance there. Sky's a little bit bright, so I might use a grad on this in a bit, just to bring the sky in a bit. I could shoot sort of HDR, blend them together, but I prefer to get it right in camera. So I think a grad is probably the way to go. Not too fussed if the tree goes into sort of shadow a bit. I'm more interested in the shape rather than the detail in the tree. So that's nice, that shot, but I think I'm going to wait for a little burst of light. So it's not far off at the moment. Got this bank of clouds sort of whizzing along, which is giving some nice detail in the sky. But the sun, I'm just waiting for the sun to break through a bit and hopefully kind of side like this. I don't want it to create too much flare though, so it's kind of off to the left hand side of me when it comes up. So I might just have to shield the front of the filter. Big thanks to everybody that's got involved with the website. It's going well. There's a few tweaks that I need to make on the website, but overall it's pretty good. Thanks to those that have signed up for the newsletter. The link for the website's in the description below. So if you want to have a look on there, if you haven't seen that already, please feel free to have a browse. I'm doing a newsletter, so if you want to sign up for that. And I'm hoping to update everybody once in a while, just to let you know what's going on. I'm in the midst of changing all my camera gear at the moment, except my Chroma 617. I'm keeping that, but my film gear, I'm in the midst of changing over the film gear, the square format, and also obviously I've changed over my digital system. I'm also hoping to change over my vlogging setup. I'm using this Sony ZV1 at the moment, which is okay, but it's a bit of a nightmare on battery use, and it's not the best quality. So I'm looking at a few options for that at the moment. But yeah, overall I'm pretty pleased with this digital setup now. These lenses are just fantastic, EF lenses. I mean, I've used them in the past. Why I ever changed, I don't know, but yeah, they're great. Got my vari-angled screen on this, which is really handy. I'm set right down low, almost on the floor at the moment, so I've got quite a low view of this tree. I'm still waiting for the sun to come out, and I've got there's some nice light in the background. I've got quite a wide, I'm right out at 16mm at the moment. It's a nice low viewpoint. I've put the grad down, and the tree's kind of looming up in the frame, so this looks quite nice.
We worked before, it doesn't work this morning. No salt can melt away what still remains. I'll lay it down onto the ground anyway. I wanna live like normal, but what is normal?
So I've got to say, this screen as well is so bright. It's touchscreen as well. It makes a huge difference, especially when your fingers are freezing cold and you can't obviously get down low enough. It's you can do everything through the screen, touch focus, all that sort of stuff. Obviously focusing with my lens as well. It's fantastic. So while I'm sitting here waiting for the light, let's discuss the thorny issue of keyboard warriors. So recently I've had a comment from somebody which got a little bit personal. I do get comments from time to time where it's a little bit edgy, which is fine. You know, I've got a YouTube channel and you kind of expect that, but should we put up with negativity? You know, and that's one of those things I want to sort of discuss. So let's picture the scene. Got this guy sat here in his dimly lit kitchen. There's posters behind him on the wall of lens comparison charts and depth of field scales. He's tapping away, basically being a bit negative. Now, let's get one thing straight. I've never claimed anywhere that I'm an expert, which he did claim that I was. I've never claimed that, and also I don't mislead people, or I hope I don't mislead people in my videos. I go out, I shoot stuff, I shoot the landscape, buildings, all kinds of stuff. I try and relay my experience of shooting, so it's all about, that's why I do these videos. I enjoy the process, which is why I do it. I don't do it for financial gain. Put it this way, you're not going to get much financial gain from YouTube, not with a small channel. So basically I go out, I enjoy myself. If anybody picks up any tips and techniques and stuff from my videos, that's great. Now, I'm not an expert. I've been doing this for a long time, so I know a thing or two, but I'm certainly not an expert, and I'm still learning after all these years. I'm 30 plus years in as a photographer, so I've used all kinds of different systems, and yes, I make mistakes like everybody. It's one of those things, you know. I'm not perfect. I do kind of trip up now and then. And I'm all for constructive criticism. I'm fine with that, but when you start getting personal and you're coming at me with like pissy comments, that's where I draw the line. I don't think, you know, yes, I've got a YouTube channel, yes, I should expect to have the odd comment, but you know, I'm not going to put up with people basically calling me a liar. So that's where I draw the line. So yeah, like I say, you know, please comment if I'm doing something wrong, or you think I should be doing something better. I'm all up for that. You know, constructive criticism is the way to go. But yeah, I just thought I'd cover this topic. I don't think, you know, social media, there's so much negativity on it, and you know, especially for the younger generation. I'm an old dinosaur now. I kind of, you know, been there, seen it, done it, heard it, and it's, you know, a lot of things just go over my head. But you know, occasionally I've got to pull somebody up. I have blocked this guy now, so yeah, let's keep it friendly. You know, there's enough crap going on in this world without having to deal with stuff like that. So anyway, I thought I'd get that off my chest. So let's get back to taking pictures. That's what it's all about. So now that I've got that off my chest, I've strapped on my 70 to 300. It's f4 to 5.6 lens this is, so it's nice to have that kind of extra reach. I've spotted this nice little tree in the distance, but I'm kind of framing, I'll show you on the screen in a minute. It's kind of framed by some rocks in the foreground, but it's pulling the perspective through, and it's got the leather tour in the background with a nice moody sky above. Again, I'm going to use a grad over the sky. I'll show you on screen in a minute, but yeah, it's looking quite nice. This lens is so sharp, it's great. It's a fantastic lens, and it's looking pretty nice. Light's a little bit flat at the moment. The sun, which I was hoping was going to pop through, has kind of disappeared behind cloud. It's coming in pretty misty over in the valley over that way, so I'm not sure whether we're going to see the sun this morning, but that's fine. We've had a nice bit of light this morning. It's been nice and moody, and that's what Dartmoor's all about, nice and moody. My audio failed on this clip, so I shall talk you through what I'm doing here. This is my composition with a single tree, upright portrait composition, and you can see the rocks leading through the view, towards the tree and up towards the tour in the background. I also used a graduate filter, which I've pulled down now, and that darkens the sky down and obviously improves contrast overall. shoot this in landscape orientation as well. In fact, I kind of think, looking through the camera now, I think the landscape version will work better than the portrait version. Let me know what you think in the comments. Again, light's pretty flat still, but it's nice and moody. A nice moody sky, which is good. The dog is having fun. Try not to get him to wrap around the tripods and knock the cameras over. No, he's pretty good.
Normal, what is normal? It no longer exists like yesterday.
So few words can take your breath away. And who can see the warning signs?
Well, I think the light's going to get any better, but it's been so nice to get out and try this camera out in the real world, so to speak. So I'm going to pack up and head back home in a bit. But yeah, it's been great. Let me know what you think of the pictures, and comments are always valuable, even the constructive criticism ones. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this one. I've had a great time getting out with this. It's been nice. I'm freezing cold. My fingertips, I can't feel my fingertips at the moment. So the next couple of videos I'm going to do will probably be up on Dartmoor as well. A couple on the coast, so watch out for those. I'm going to be shooting a mix of digital and film, so for all you film lovers out there, don't panic. I haven't given up the film. So for now, I'm going to pack up and head back. So I'll see you on the next one.